Star Wars Empire at War has just received a major new update. In this video, I will be going through the patch notes, plus talking about a potential new Star Wars RTS that may come out and more. Before we do get into today's news though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on this game and potentially this new game that may be coming out. Firstly though, let's talk about the legendary game that is Empire at War and its new update. Despite releasing nearly 20 years ago, it just received a major new update, improving the game in various ways. The team over at Petroglyph still deeply care about this game and its community. They have released about one update per year for the past few years. Petroglyph say this work has been done with the support provided by the outstanding team at Lucasfilm Games, and we are profoundly grateful for the unwavering dedication to the game and community. To many fans' surprise, this update not only released but also improved the game in significant ways that you may not think. It will allow the game to continue its longevity well into the future. Let's now go through the patch notes, starting with the highlights of it. The main big thing included in this update is not a change that you'll see visually, but it's converted the game from 32-bit to a 64-bit application. What this will do will allow the game to use far more RAM. This means you won't be seeing as many out-of-memory bugs and crashes. On top of that, mods will now be able to utilise far more memory, allowing modders to make even better mods. Upon updating to the latest version, many users have noticed that their saved games are gone. You can get them back really easily, it's fairly simple. What you need to do is right-click on the game in your Steam library, then select Properties. On the left-hand side, there is a list and click on betas, and then you'll get this drop-down which you can click on, and then select the 32-bit version. So you are able to use those old saves using this 32-bit version specifically, you just can't use them in the new and improved 64-bit version. You just have to keep switching between the two if you want to use old saves and play some new saves and take advantage of the new changes made in this update, but at least the option is there, and it's nice of them to keep the 32-bit option around as a beta. So they haven't taken it away, it's still there, you can just download it. The map editor was also updated to be 64-bit as well. In terms of new features, they've enabled some new functions such as decals, tracks, animations, cinematics, and the object overview dialogue. There are also a bunch more changes included for the map editor as well. In terms of multiplayer, out-of-sync issues have been addressed to improve stability. Video options now allow for higher refresh rates on your displays, especially in resolutions greater than 1600 by 1200. This for me is a major improvement and I'm very glad this is the case. As you can see, there are so many bugs that have also been fixed, plenty to do with gameplay, balancing, things like that. Certain things are doing what they are intended to do now. The full list just keeps going on and on and on. It is really inspiring to see this team so dedicated to this community that's been around for about 2 decades now, and they are still being able to put out a patch for such an old game. It's not just the bug fixes, it also allows the game to keep going through many more years thanks to this great support that has turned it from a 32-bit application into a 64-bit one. As much as people still love this game, many of those fans would love a sequel or a remaster or just another Star Wars RTS. Petroglyph actually said recently that a sequel is up to Disney. They put out this tweet a few weeks ago, which suggests that they have been wanting to make a sequel, but they've not been able to do that just yet. Well, we might not be getting a sequel, but how about a brand new RTS? Your wish may be coming true in the not too distant future. A fairly reputable journalist named Andy Robinson tweeted back in May, specifically on May 4th, Star Wars Day, that we won't have to wait much longer for a Star Wars RTS game from a big name developer. Some people assumed that this was the Respawn and Bit Reactor strategy game that was announced last year, but Andy clarified that that's not the game he's on about. The one he's talking about hasn't even been announced yet. Bit Reactor's game is coming from a bunch of people that used to work on XCOM, and it's going to be more like XCOM rather than Empire at War. We are now 6 months on from his tweet, and we've not heard anything about this game. The next chance we could see this game get a reveal, if it is real for that matter, could be at the Game Awards on December 7th, just over 2 weeks away. In terms of who this big name developer is, many people have quickly suggested it could be Petroglyph, but they aren't necessarily a big name as opposed to, say, Creative Assembly or Relic. I would absolutely love a new RTS that covers all 3 main Star Wars eras. I would also love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video, so please do let me know down in the comment section below. Are you happy with this new update? Are you looking forward to potentially a new Star Wars RTS game? Drop a like to help support the channel, subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars gaming news updates. If you did miss any of my previous videos, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.